Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, Decision Day. How long a Lincoln man will spend in prison after killing a woman in a brutal domestic violence case. Plus, new heights, the fresh escalation in the war with Iran. How the U.S. military avoided major destruction. And assault to murder. What now awaits two Grand Island men accused of beating another man to death. We come on the air with breaking news now. A man is set to spend decades in prison for the death of a Lincoln mom. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Jay Coleman. Joshua Myers, the man convicted of killing 43-year-old Tracy Henman just last year, getting sentenced today for second-degree murder. A Lancaster County judge sentencing Myers to 60 years to life in prison. He has been behind bars since his arrest in October of last year. This after police found Henman dead in her home near 56th and Holdridge Streets. LPD identifying Myers as the killer and arresting him. He was initially charged with first-degree murder, but the charge is later reduced to second degree after he took a plea deal. Police say it was domestic violence homicide. It was the fourth deadly case of domestic violence in the capital city in 2025. Well, time now for your Thursday weather and traffic. It's been a nice day outside Lincoln after storms last night. What it's tonight is looking like, though. Let's turn to meteorologist Dominic Farr for a look at that. Dom.
Hey, good evening, Jake. A little bit cooler today, still plenty humid out there though. And as we take a look on your Honda of Lincoln camera, a fair mix of clouds and sun for southeastern Nebraska. Quick look outside here on your Honda of Lincoln camera. Temperatures at the moment in the mid 80s, really for most of us in southeast Nebraska, including 86 in Lincoln, 87 in Beatrice, as well as Hastings with a light northerly breeze there. Now we're kind of keeping an eye mainly on the western half of the state for those storm chances tonight. In fact, already got one severe thunderstorm warning and a flash flood warning up towards Chadron. That activity will try and slowly work its way then off towards the east as we go through the rest of the evening. Scattered severe storms possible out for the Panhandle. That's why we have a slight level 2 out of 5 risk in place. And then we may see one or two of those try and hang on to that strength as it gets close to North Platte and then ultimately weakening as it heads off further to the east here through the overnight hours. Temperatures the rest of the way, though, likely going to stick around the mid 80s for your Thursday night, then down into the 70s as we head through the overnight hours. Warmer temperatures, though, on the way as we go through the rest of the week. More details on that as we coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Tom. Let's take a look now at some busy roads around here in Lincoln right now. Well, not looking too busy, actually. Still some smooth traffic flowing here in the capital city. You're taking a live look right now here at North 9th Street and N Street. We'll have some other looks of some other intersections later on in the newscast. Now to the development. So on the state of a Grand Island assault victim, Matthew Bishop has passed away. Authorities in Grand Island confirming that he was pulled off life support this morning. His family saying he is an organ donor and parts of him will help save lives. This follows a now deadly attack against him last weekend. Two men are now behind bars for the assault. GIPD says their investigators are meeting with the Hall County attorney to consider an amendment of charges for the suspects. Right now, both men are being charged with first-degree assault. Authorities say they brutally assaulted Bishop outside a bar on Sunday. An autopsy will be conducted on his body tomorrow. And here in Lincoln, a bicyclist is recovering from a serious accident this morning. Police say they are investigating the crash at 9th and South Streets. That's the area you're looking at right now here. LPD says the 50-year-old was crossing the intersection when it was struck by a Dodge Charger. We're told the Charger did have a green light. LPD says the bicyclist is in the hospital with serious injuries, but is expected to survive. White House officials saying the U.S. has intercepted dozens of Iranian drones and missiles launched toward U.S. military bases in the Middle East. Here's ABC's Christiane Cordero with the latest.
Today, U.S. officials say a series of missiles and drones launched by Iran toward several military bases in the region were intercepted, with no American troops wounded. The strikes were headed toward multiple countries, including Kuwait, Bahrain, Jordan, and Qatar. It comes as the U.S. and Iran trade airstrikes, escalating the war and killing at least 14 people, according to Iran's health ministry. And today, a show of force inside Iran. Hundreds of thousands of regime supporters filling the streets on the last day of Ayatollah Khamenei's funeral. Some in the crowd carrying banners threatening President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, including one that reads, "Trump and Netanyahu, we will kill you." Trump acknowledged the heightened danger yesterday.
And you know what? I may be gone too. because I'm their #1 target.
Israeli officials now warn they're ready to return to Iran, quote, with even greater force if necessary. With tension growing, traffic that started moving through the Strait of Hormuz appears to be slowing. As part of the 60-day Memorandum of Understanding, U.S. forces agreed to remove its blockade there, while Iran agreed to allow the strait to reopen.
That's their biggest leverage. They have used the Strait of Hormuz, I think, very well from their perspective. 21% of the world's energy supply, 30% of the material we need to produce food comes through there, and they have shown that they can close it.
And one executive with a shipping company tells ABC News he has a ship waiting to cross the strait, but that he's not confident in the safety of the route, so is taking it day by day. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Right now, a man is behind bars in Stanton County after a serious crash early this morning. Stanton County deputies responding to a crash notification from his cell phone around 4:20. The sheriff's office says deputies found this car completely wrecked in the bush. They found a man trapped inside the vehicle and he was bleeding. According to officials, the driver was this man here, 76-year-old Barry Steincross. He was safely retrieved from the car and treated on the scene. Officials say, though Steincross was intoxicated at the time of the accident, he was arrested for DUI. New at 4:30, a hard-fought battle in London as Coco Gauff tried to get by Karolina Muchova at Wimbledon. ABC's Maggie Rulli walks us through the semifinal match.
Hey, yeah, and what an absolutely epic match for Coco Gauff here at Wimbledon. It might not have gone the way she or America was rooting for, but wow, was it exciting and a hard-fought battle. Coco losing the first set 6-2, but she didn't quit. She battled back, dominated the second set 6-1, and then in that third set, pretty much going game for game against her opponent, a woman from the Czech Republic, Karolina Muchova, that really gave each other a run for their money. The two women out there playing in 90-plus degree heat, leaving it all on the court, ended up pushing to a tiebreaker where, again, almost going shot for shot until the very end. Muchova forced to win by 2. Oh, we were out there with everyone on Hedman Hill watching it. It was a little heartbreaking, I have to admit, but congrats to Muchova. Coco and her, shaking hands, hugging each other afterwards. Really a hard-fought battle out there on the grass courts at Wimbledon today. But we have to remember, no matter what, Coco made history because at age 22, she's the first woman to make it to all 4 Grand Slam semifinals since Maria Sharapova. She already has 2 Grand Slam titles under her belt, the U.S. Open and the French Open. Wimbledon is special to her. It's where she first made a name for herself when she was just 15 years old, beating Venus Williams in her debut back in 2019. So we know she will be back. And again, at just 22 years old, she could be back a few times. So hopefully we get to talk about her again in the future. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, London.
And back here at home, Lancaster County getting recognition for helping families merge work and life. The county earned a certification for implementing family-friendly workplace practices. Lincoln Family Friendly Workplace Certification is created by local organizations to help promote work-life balance. More than 50 companies and agencies around the capital city have received the certification so far. We've got a lot more coming your way tonight. That includes critical details. How new evidence revealed in court today could shape the murder case of Tyler Robinson as prosecutors push for trial. And childcare shut down, the daycare closing for good in Lincoln. We're looking at the gap this closure leaves for families already struggling with the cost and availability. That's all new at 5.
At Stanton, for a limited time, kids get a free eye exam.
Penguins need clear vision. Kids do too.
Plus, glasses start at just $79. Made same day. Smart, simple. Stanton.
If you live in Nebraska and feel like your cost of living is going up, you're not imagining it, and you're not alone. Gas prices have gone up 60% this year alone. Groceries just had the biggest price hike in years, while healthcare is up 20%. These price hikes come to you directly from Congress. The war in Iran is driving up gas prices. Tariffs have made everyday goods more expensive, while cuts from the big beautiful bill have closed rural hospitals and driven up medical costs. Learn more at nebraskagroundswell.org/costs.
For generations, we've been here, caring for our community. From our roots as Tabitha to who we are today as Eventide, our mission has never changed. We're your local, trusted partner in home health and hospice care. supporting you when it matters most. Guided by faith, grounded in compassion, and committed as a nonprofit to put people first. Eventide, care you can trust when you need it most.
Dear Soccer, with Toyota's all-star lineup, everyone's game. From goalies to forwards and all their fans. Jump in, kick back, and let's go. Toyota. Lease the 2026 Camry for just $299 a month or get APR financing as low as 3.99% on Camry. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's Christmas in July at Schaefer's, and Santa's not dinking around this year. Get store-wide savings that are a smash in every department. Save big on top-name mattresses in the Sleep Gallery, up to 48 months interest-free. Score amazing deals on all high-def TVs and audio systems. And we're not leaving out the kitchen with Santa-sized savings on all appliances. Plus, get free local delivery and a free gift on any purchase $7.99 and up. All during Schaefer's original
Christmas in July.
As governor, Pete Ricketts ended Nebraska's tax on Social Security benefits. But Ricketts was just getting started. In the Senate, Ricketts led the fight to cut taxes on Social Security benefits for every single senior in America. Nebraska seniors paid in their whole life, from Lincoln to Washington. Pete Ricketts made sure they're never taxed twice. Call Pete Ricketts. Thank him for protecting Nebraska seniors and cutting taxes on Social Security benefits.
At Stanton, our progressive lenses are digital, customized for you. All distances, one lens. Get 2 progressives plus a free eye exam for just $175. Smart, simple, Stanton.
All right, let's talk some sports now. Nebraska men's basketball addressing the media this afternoon as the team starts to piece together the new and old faces from just a year ago. Plenty of work to do this offseason. For more from the latest update, let's check in with sports writer Nate Johnson. Nate.
Hey, thanks, Jake. There are a lot of new faces to this Husker team for sure, and a big topic of conversation this offseason so far has been on who will pick up the leadership roles left behind by the former seniors, Sam Hoiberg, Rienk Mast, and Jamarcus Lawrence. One of the obvious answers is senior Cale Jacobson, who has continued to be a bigger and bigger piece for this Husker team. Today, he acknowledged that loss of leadership and that he and the now older players have done their best thus far to be a director of sorts during the practices that have a lot of new and young faces. Jacobson also spoke on the new players and their early impact.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're a super fun group, just a lot of good dudes. And obviously, as we start to continue to play more live, you start to see, why the coaching staff really liked a lot of these guys. And super talented. They all do a lot of really good things. But ultimately, everybody's pretty unselfish again. And it's just been a fun group to play with. Sharing the ball, high assist, low turnover, obviously, is what our recipe is. And so if we can kind of replicate that and then obviously rebound at a high level, that gives us the best chance to win, and so we just have to continue to knock away at those things.
Well, great to hear the team is coming together well, it seems, so far. We'll have more on the team coming your way in the Sports Zone. We'll see you there later today. For now, though, Jake, we'll go ahead and send things back over to you.
Trending now, a new kind of competition is coming to the Lancaster County Super Fair.
For Channel 8 News, I'm Andrew Ward. The Lancaster County Super Fair is holding a mullet contest this year. Pre-registration has already started, so start shaping that hairdo right now. Goodfellas Barbershop and Salon is hosting the competition. They say winners will earn bragging rights, bonus awards, and ultimate mullet glory. They're also offering 25% off for new clients every Wednesday for anyone trying to freshen up before the big day. The contest is scheduled for August 8th at 2 o'clock.
Well, thanks, Andrew. Now time for your full forecast here at 4:30. Meteorologist Dominic Faro has it for us.
Yeah, Jake, it's been a busy couple of 24 hours here, and wanted to take a look first here at those storm chances spanning from last night to today. As we take a look here closer to Aurora, the Grand Island area, several reports of some damage from damaging winds, with several gusts there close to 60 miles per hour, and as well then just to the north and west there of Aurora, and just to the north of Grand Island, a report there of quarter-size hail in Chapman, Nebraska. That was just around 6:15 p.m. p.m. yesterday. And then even as we head here into Lincoln, we saw some stronger storms move on through the area here. It was about 10 o'clock last night. Reports then of several trees down. I did see the pictures from this morning of kind of some of the aftermath down there. And certainly we saw some strong winds, lots of rainfall here in the capital city too. So that's just a couple of things making headlines here for that severe weather potential. But that has allowed us to be a little bit cooler. A cold front pushed on through. Temperatures today about 10 degrees cooler than we were this time yesterday, with temperatures here in the mid 80s, upper 80s in Beatrice. A few spots still made it to the 90s, but the humidity didn't go away. However, as we see dew points here in the mid 60s to low 70s, including 73 for a dew point in Lincoln. Wow, that is definitely on the muggy side. But as we take a look then across the state, clear skies, maybe a few fair weather clouds to the east, but better chances for showers and thunderstorms as you head out towards the west there. Even a severe thunderstorm warning just to the south there of Chadron. Keeping an eye on that. Stormcast ultimately does anticipate these to kind of form more into a line and then push its way east as we head through the next couple of hours here into later on Thursday evening. Now, how far to the east these go is kind of the question. And models this morning were more confident that might make its way towards the east here as we head towards the afternoon data. Maybe a few lighter showers for the start of our day on Friday. Won't rule it out here in southeast Nebraska that we could see a few showers and possibly a rumble of thunder as we go throughout the day Friday. But severe potential certainly on the low side. Maybe a scattered shower and thunderstorm out towards central Nebraska as we go through the day. But again, I think the majority of us likely going to try and get a little more moisture out of this before we prepare then for drier conditions and certainly hotter conditions as we head towards the middle of July. Still got that severe weather potential though out towards western Nebraska. A slight level 2 out of 5 risk there for Scottsbluff, Chadron, down towards McCook, where we could see scattered severe storms tonight, and then 1 to 2 of those may be able to make its way into central Nebraska with large hail and damaging winds, the main concerns out of those. But as we get you ready for your Friday forecast, likely going to be fairly cloudy with the chance then again for a few light showers in the morning. Then once again as we go throughout the afternoon, highs tomorrow reaching the mid 80s. So enjoy these relatively cooler temperatures while we last, back into the 90s as we head into next week.
Thanks, Tom. Let's take another live look here at some roads around the capital city. This is the intersection near 11th Street and Cornhusker. And well, hey, people are on the road right now getting off work, getting home. And so as you can see, traffic is moving pretty smoothly at the moment. Well, developing now, new drone attacks from Ukraine striking Russian oil facilities. The attacks set in at least 2 oil tankers ablaze and come just 1 day following President Trump's pledging to grant Ukraine a license to manufacture Patriot air defense systems. Trump made the announcement during this week's NATO summit, adding that he still thinks Russia and Ukraine will make a deal. Right now, it's unclear when or how that will happen. New details now in the case against Charlie Kirk's accused killer.
Weren't the one who did it right, and Tyler says, I'm sorry.
Critical messages played in court in the 4th day of a hearing for Tyler Robinson. Prosecutors showing and reading now text messages that say he sent to his former roommates and romantic partner, allegedly admitting to shooting and killing Charlie Kirk last September. Prosecutors also playing audio clips of law enforcement officials interviewing the Robinson's roommate.
I just asked him in person if what he said was true the night before, and he said it was. I started crying a little bit and said he wishes he hadn't done it.
Defense attorneys fought to keep the video hidden from public view, saying it could influence finding a fair jury if the case goes to trial. Erica Kirk's attorney told the judge to show everything. The preliminary hearing is set to continue tomorrow, and the judge will rule if there is enough evidence to move the case to trial. We'll still ahead tonight, movie memorabilia. And also coming on new at 5, crime stats, what we are learning about crime rates in Grand Island after brutal assault turns deadly for a local man. To own some of the biggest pieces of history from Hollywood. A genuine Willy Wonka golden ticket back in 1971 was only the cost of a Wonka bar, if you were lucky, that is. But today, the current bid for one of those golden tickets is now over $60,000. There is a big movie memorabilia auction going on right now, and it's not just items from Willy Wonka. Here's ABC's Danny New.
As the summer blockbuster season kicks into high gear,
I need to borrow your hoverboard.
Many of the items from cinema's biggest hits ever are now going up for auction. For example, the hoverboards from Back to the Future Part 2.
We basically have one of every configuration hoverboard that you saw in Back to the Future 2.
Brian Chanis from Heritage Auctions gave me a virtual tour of some of the biggest pieces of movie history that you can now bid on over the next week or so.
Well, my little pretty, I can cause accidents too.
After the Wicked craze of the last few years, maybe you fancy one of the hats the Wicked Witch of the West wore on screen in The Wizard of Oz. When the first Wicked came out, Heritage helped sell a pair of Dorothy's red ruby slippers for $32.5 million and another of the witch's hats for around $3 million.
Come with me and you'll be...
And speaking of headgear, how about Willy Wonka's golden top hat in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Right now, it has a bid for more than $250,000 online, even though this is where the hat was hiding.
It was from director Mel Stewart. He saved it. It was in his garage. And then we had since photo matched it.
Actually, another movie treasure was also hanging out in a director's garage.
There it is.
Otto, the inflatable autopilot from Airplane. He currently has a bid for $25,000.
Well, I hope the autopilot's been cleaned.
He has been cleaned.
You are beaten. It is useless to resist.
But an item expected to go into the millions is Luke Skywalker's lightsaber and more from perhaps the most quoted scene in the history of our parent company Disney, Star Wars.
I am your father.
Just before he is informed whom his father is, Luke's hand is slashed off by Darth Vader. And Heritage has the lightsaber, the fake hand, and the rig that Mark Hamill squeezed for the fake hand to fall into the depths of Cloud City. So the auction begins Monday at Heritage Auctions headquarters in Dallas. You can also start bidding online now. At last glance, Luke's lightsaber and hand have a bid for $1 million. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Happening tonight, the Cornhusker State Games getting underway. The torch lighting ceremony, well, will kickstart the sports festival, bringing thousands of visitors and athletes from all over the state to Lincoln. Games spanning through 11 days. Tonight's torch lighter is Taryn Smith. She's the first American woman to complete the world's toughest row across the Atlantic Ocean. How about that? Kickoff is at 7 p.m. outside Pinnacle Bank Arena. Let's get a final check. Your forecast is 4:30. Tom, take it away.
Well, just into the Weather Center, we do have a new severe thunderstorm watch for portions of the Panhandle and far southwestern Nebraska. This goes until 10 o'clock Mountain Time tonight and is for storms that are capable of producing large hail, damaging winds, and localized flash flooding. So it's kind of been a risk we've been talking about all day. If you're out towards that way, make sure we're having a plan for severe weather as we go through the rest of your Thursday night. Here in Lincoln, though, temperatures are going to linger in the mid-80s for just a bit longer. A northerly breeze there and likely going to be on the muggy side for any outdoor plans tonight, down into the upper 60s into the mid 60s as you get out towards the Tri-Cities. High temperatures then for your Friday as we close out the work week. These will likely be some of the coolest temperatures we see at least for a while. And by cool, I mean the low to mid 80s, but we're certainly going to be warming up as we head towards next week at 84 here in Lincoln, 83 for Grand Island, Kearney, and Hastings. So got to enjoy these kind of cooler temperatures. It's weird to call the 80s cooler, but that's just where we're going here with the forecast. So got to make sure we're enjoying that. The upper 80s then for Saturday and back into the 90s then as we head into your Sunday forecast. And that is just the start of what will likely be some warmer temperatures as we head towards the middle of this week. So, make sure we're keeping an eye on the radar if you're heading out towards central and western Nebraska later tonight. But get ready then for a few light showers to close out the work week here on Friday, followed by plenty of sunshine as we go through the weekend.
All right, thank you, Tom. That's going to do for your Channel 8 News here at 4:30. Ron Fowler up next along with our team of reporters and now citizen journalists at the top of the hour here. Stick with us.
Come see us at our new South Point location. Locally owned, comfort-made mattress factory, handcrafted, built right here and backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.
At Baxter Toyota, we won't sell you a car. We'll help you buy one. Choose from our incredible selection of new Tundra and Tacoma trucks, or on our great lineup of SUVs, including the all-new redesigned 2026 RAV4 at toyotaoflincoln.com.
Planning an event? La Paz Mexican in Lincoln has you covered. Our catering brings fresh, crowd-pleasing favorites right to you, and we handle the setup. Just give us a call or email today.
Bringing you the most comprehensive local coverage dedicated to serving our community and bringing Lincoln nothing but the best. When you need local trustworthy news, the answer is simple. KLKN, bringing you Nebraska now.
We knew the Knowles was the right decision right away by how quickly she adjusted and how well she adjusted. She became part of the community. I think for us, immediately, it was an upbeat, positive energy here. The residents are always friendly. The staff is accessible and responsive.
She needed to be in a very good, safe environment. Yeah. And we felt that the Knowles did fit our needs for that too.
Very well cared for.
For generations, Eustis Body Shop has been a part of Nebraska's story. A locally owned small-town business built on trust, craftsmanship, and community. From those early days in the shop to today with 8 Nebraska locations, including 3 right here in Lincoln, Eustis continues to grow generation after generation. Because around here, taking care of people is just who we are, including free loaner cars when you need one.
The most recommended Eustis Body Shop. That's who we are. When you fake like that, when you fake like that, head out of the...
It's Hy-Vee's one-day sale, Friday, July 10th. Hy-Vee eggs, just 77 cents. Fresh ground chuck, just $4.99 a pound. Dole shredded lettuce, just 69 cents. Gatorade, $4.99 each when you buy 2. Hy-Vee macaroni and cheese, just 49 cents. Hy-Vee cereal, just $1.88. Save on Chunk Light tuna and get Frito-Lay snacks for just $2.99. Friday, July 10th. Plus, get free delivery all summer, only at Hy-Vee.
Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, Grand Island getting dangerous as the suspected assailants of Matthew Bishop face harsher sentencing tonight. We take a deep dive into how much crime actually happens in that city. Also tonight, Robinson's roommate.
You weren't the one who did it, right? And Tyler says, I'm sorry.
We take a listen inside the Utah courtroom. What the roommate of the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk is telling law enforcement. Down another daycare. What daycare is bringing the total amount of centers closed to 12 in the past 3 years here in Lincoln? Also tonight, summer slam dunk.
Obviously, as we start to continue to play more live, you start to see why the coaching staff really liked a lot of these guys.
How confident the Husker basketball team is feeling after adding new faces to the team. And only on 8 exclusive, close call, a teen driver soars through the air into a ditch. How his mother is reacting to seeing him survive the crash.
And only on 8 tonight, a near-death experience for a high schooler in Seward. The sheriff's office there posting these pictures of a nasty crash this morning. The truck there landing head first into a ditch on the side of the road. The hood of the truck almost entirely ripped off. But we're happy to say the teen behind the wheel is mostly uninjured. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva spoke with the mother of the teen today and with the county deputy who helped make sure the teen was safe and sound. Danielle joins us now with their thankful reactions. Danielle.
These are the pieces left behind from a crash that totaled a perfectly good pickup truck. Here you have a piece of the brake light, and here a piece of the rear view mirror. This all happened after it went airborne over this ditch. Initial impact happening right here, 68 feet away. A Seward County mother says her son is lucky to be alive after a wild wreck. He tells me he was on his way to lift weights. Fighting fatigue, he dozed off for just a moment, swerving off the road, going airborne, and landing 68 feet down the road. His mom, who didn't want to be on camera to protect the privacy of her family, calls it a miracle. Taking to Facebook, she expressed her profound gratitude for those coming to his rescue and for the seatbelt that stopped a tragedy. She says, quote, sometimes you feel like kids aren't listening and nothing is working. They're just kids, but they are listening, and you should never stop telling them to wear their seatbelt. As a woman of faith, she says an angel was looking over him too, her son's dad, who passed away not too long ago. Her post also shouting out Sergeant Troy Schaefer, first on scene with decades of experience with situations like this.
He was visibly shook. Because shock is sometimes a factor, and especially with children, younger kids. Sometimes it's the first time they've crashed a vehicle, and so you have to take extra precautions with them. You just got to calm them down. First thing he wanted to do was call his parent.
He says other crashes like this one don't end up like this, and he's seen many people die from this type of accident. This teen is an exception.
He took a pretty big jump. 68 feet over the ground. He's going to be sore. You hear how there's no tracks? No tracks. See where the front end of the pickup hit the ground.
The driver was later examined at a hospital and remains uninjured. His mom tells me that she knows God was with him during the crash and is just so thankful he was saved. Reporting in Seward County, Danielle Da Silva, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you so much, Danielle, for that report. Breaking now, we are learning that tomorrow, 2 suspects will potentially face more serious charges after a Grand Island assault victim dies. Matthew Bishop was taken off life support around 4 a.m. today after his organs were donated. He was brutally attacked in Grand Island on Sunday and spent the past week on life support while awaiting the organ donation process. Well, now we are getting word on what's happening inside the Hall County meeting about the suspects and charges they could face. Channel 8's Meg West is in the newsroom with what she learned today. Meg.
Good evening, Rod. Yes, the Grand Island Police and Hall County Attorney met today to discuss the case following Bishop's death and now whether charges will be escalated or what will happen moving forward. Just moments before coming on the air tonight, we did receive an update that you just mentioned that we will be hearing some more information hopefully tomorrow. Spencer Schubert, the communications manager for Grand Island, replying to us just before coming on air tonight with the update. He says nothing has formally come from today's meeting, but they do hope to provide more information tomorrow. Now, this case made us curious about just how dangerous of a place Grand Island is. So we took a look at their felony reports for the month of June, which you can see here. Nearly every single day in June has at least one felony reported, and nearly every one of those felonies reported are for violence, sex, or drug-related crimes. And as this case goes, of course, we will be following this story, and tomorrow we'll be waiting for any updates. And to be the first to know, we invite you to download our Now Local News app. You can hear those updates there, and of course online and on our newscasts. In the newsroom, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Meg. Right now, another daycare is preparing to close here in Lincoln. The Nook Child Care Center will be the 12th center closing in the capital city since 2023. That's according to Lincoln Littles. In fact, this map right here, I'll get out of the way a little bit here, it shows some of the locations that they have already seen shut down. Today's news, another big frustration for the families who are looking for child care. The Nook is feeling that heartbreak. They say it will be permanently closing on July 31st after 11 years of operation. They say before the close, their commitment is going to be there, staying with providing the same quality of care and familiar faces the children know while families make plans for their next chapters. We reached out to the Nook today to learn the reason for their closure, but they declined to answer that. But they do say it's a very sudden closure for them all. It is time to take a look at your first forecast on this Thursday evening. Here's a live look from our tower cam If you were watching last night, a much different scene than the lightning-filled shot we had for you last night at 10 o'clock. After a bunch of severe weather last evening, much quieter today. Will that continue? Let's talk to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty?
It's quiet in central and eastern Nebraska today, but western Nebraska does have another chance for some strong to severe storms. In fact, there's a severe thunderstorm watch out that way. We'll take a look at that in just a second. First, outside right now, the sun sets at 9 p.m. and so we're a good 4 hours away from that. So plenty of sunshine and a mixture of clouds and sun, and temperatures eventually falling into the 70s. Now, we only got to 86 for a high, or excuse me, 87 for a high today. So just about normal. Our average high this time of year is around 89. There's those storms out to the west, a couple of isolated strong storms in Cherry County as well. That severe thunderstorm watch includes the Panhandle and far southwestern Nebraska into parts of Colorado. By the time it makes it out of there, it likely will start to diminish as the evening wears on. But look at these rainfall totals over the last 24 hours. Lincoln at almost 2 1/4, almost 3 inches in Hebron. That area inundated with rainfall from Hebron south and east. Only 1,400 in Beatrice. I mean, this is typical for rainfall from thunderstorms in the summer. We see nothing in Hastings, but almost 2 inches in Aurora, just to the north and east. So a lot of rainfall for some, not so much for others. In Beatrice, Shones Roofing Cam, 6 in Perkins, looking at a mixture of clouds and sun. Are there any more thunderstorms in the forecast? Well, yes, for one more day. That forecast in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Those strong storms in Lincoln last night left behind some damage, as you can see here. This is near 84th and Pioneer. Some trees ripped completely out of the ground. Some huge branches also snapping off. Citizen journalist Melanie sharing this video she sent into the Now Local News app. This is in the Fox Hollow neighborhood in East Lincoln. A giant branch hanging from that tree. When storms strike and it is safe for you, we would love for you to, if you see it, shoot it and send it to the Now Local News app. It gives the Channel 8 community the best scope of the damage that is being left behind. All right, new details now in a crash and arrest that happened in Stanton County. Early this morning, the sheriff's office there was notified of the crash. They say they found 76-year-old Barry Steincross trapped in the car and bleeding. He was treated at the scene and then arrested. That's because deputies say they found him to be intoxicated, nearly twice the legal limit. The vehicle is considered a total loss. Developing now, we're learning more in the case against Charlie Kirk's accused killer. Critical messages played in court today in the 4th day of a preliminary hearing for Tyler Robinson. Let's take a listen in.
Weren't the one who did it right, and Tyler says, I'm sorry.
Prosecutors showing and reading out text messages they say he sent to his former roommate and romantic partner. They say he's admitting to shooting and killing Charlie Kirk last September. Prosecutors also playing audio clips of law enforcement officials interviewing Robinson's roommate.
I just asked him in person if what he said was true the night before, and he said it was. I started crying a little bit and said he wishes he hadn't done it.
Defense attorneys fought to keep the video hidden from public view, saying it could influence finding a fair jury if the case does go to trial. Erica Kirk's attorney told the judge to show everything. The preliminary hearing is set to continue tomorrow, and then the judge will rule if there's enough evidence to move the case to a trial. Stay with us. We have more heading your way after the break, and a new batch of stories coming up in our 6 o'clock newscast, including exotic animal hoarder. The Nebraska Humane Society posting this picture of a zebra they rescued from a home in Omaha. How many other kinds of animals they found on the property. And coming up after the break, new leadership. Who will be at the helm of the Husker basketball team this year after additions to the roster? And tonight at 7 o'clock, it's the AFC versus NFC family feud. Steve Harvey hosting as the champions of both NFL conferences go head-to-head for the grand prize. You won't have to turn your channel to watch it. It's going to be right here on Channel 8. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break. Legendary singer Bonnie Tyler has died at the age of 75. Tyler's voice was the distinctive and husky soundtrack to the 70s and 80s, known for hits like Total Eclipse of the Heart and It's a Heartache. Her family says her passing was unexpected, but was a result of the illness she was being treated for. She died last night in Portugal. All right, let's talk some sports now. Nebraska men's basketball spoke to the media today, giving another summer update on how the team is progressing. We got to hear from a host of players, including Nebraska native senior Kale Jacobson, for the latest on the team. Let's send things over to Channel 8 Sports Director Nate Johnson. Hi, Nate.
Yeah, hey, thank you, Rod. There are a lot of new faces on this Husker team, and a big topic of conversation this offseason so far has been on who will pick up the leadership roles left behind by the former seniors Sam Hoiberg, Rink Mast, and Jamarcus Lawrence. One of the obvious answers is Kale Jacobson, who has continued to be a bigger and bigger piece for this Husker team. Today, he acknowledged that loss of leadership and that he and the now older players have done their best thus far to be a director of sorts during the practices and have a lot of new faces and young faces. Jacobson also spoke on the new players and their early impact.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're a super fun group, just a lot of good dudes. And obviously, as we start to continue to play more live, you start to see, why the coaching staff really liked a lot of these guys. And super talented. They all do a lot of really good things. But ultimately, everybody's pretty unselfish again. And it's just been a fun group to play with. Sharing the ball, high assist, low turnover, obviously, is what our recipe is. And so if we can kind of replicate that and then obviously rebound at a high level, that gives us the best chance to win, and so we just have to continue to knock away at those things.
Well, great to hear the team is coming together well, it seems, and we will have more from the team coming your way in the Sports Zone. We'll see you there later today. For now, though, Rod, we'll go ahead and send things back over to you.
All right, thank you, Nate. New details now on Centennial Public Schools' trip to Washington, D.C. Some of their FCCLA members are competing and connecting with student leaders from across the country there. They say they've been making the most of every moment on the national stage. They say they'll be returning home with a wealth of knowledge and some great memories.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
As expected, the western portion of the state seeing a potential for severe storms this afternoon and into the evening hours. This goes through 10 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time. It does include a few counties outside of the Panhandle, Dundee County, Chase, Perkins, up towards Keith, and then into the Panhandle and parts of Colorado as well. That should, as soon as the sun goes down, a lot of those storms are going to diminish. So storms may make it into central Nebraska, but will definitely be weakening before they get there. Barry Lawcam looking at a mixture of clouds and sun, those poofy cumulus clouds, and some sunshine, and warm and humid today. The moisture over the last week really did help some spots. Now, this is a drought monitor last week, and I will point out the extreme to exceptional droughts. Things have improved. This is now. So improvements. Still a lot of areas that need a lot of moisture, but that's how you get out of a drought. It can't happen all at once. Water just runs off if it's too much at once. So you need just the right amount of rain on and off, not all at once, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here. So still some areas in that extreme to exceptional drought, but they're getting smaller, so things are improving, but it's going to take some time to get out of that drought. Temperatures right now are below average in many spots. 86 in Lincoln, 85 in Columbus, 87 in Beatrice. We should be closer to 90. I mean, we're close, but overall 84 in York, 85 in Aurora, but the dew points are high. So it almost feels like it's way warmer than it actually is. 71 for a dew point in Omaha, Nebraska City, 72 in Lincoln, 73s in Aurora and York. So yeah, your heat index is into the 90s in most spots, 92 in Lincoln, 91 in York and Aurora, Hastings, Kearney, Hebron, Beatrice, a lot of 91s out there. A lot of sunshine, just a couple of clouds here and there. Precipitation well off to our west, north of North Platte, Cherry County, and all the way down here towards Hooker and Thomas counties. And then looks like Box Butte and Dawes County has a severe thunderstorm warning. Some strong storms moving into the southwestern corner of the state, Banner and Kimball counties in the Panhandle. So out there they could see some large hail. The better chance, obviously, the further west you go, and damaging wind also in that area. But like I said, it could make it into almost central Nebraska. You can see see kind of on the edge here, just a low risk of that hail and damaging wind. So we'll look at Stormcast, and here comes that line of storms from Cherry County all the way down towards North Platte and McCook. This is 10 p.m. So after sunset, it starts to diminish, and that it tries to hang on. This is midnight. Notice over here in southeast Nebraska, not much going on, as well as central Nebraska, and there it goes. Now that is a pretty good wave of energy, so it's just not going to go away. It's going to keep trying, but it gets into the capped atmosphere. So storms are going to be possible on and off throughout the day. It's kind of like a boiling pot of water. You don't know where those bubbles are going to pop up as soon as it starts boiling. That's kind of how these thunderstorms are going to be. Just every now and then a storm tries to pop up over here and over there and down there and over, just kind of all over the place. So where will those storms form? That's a really good question. But just if you see a thunderstorm or hear a rumble of thunder or get caught underneath a brief downpour, that's what's going on. It won't last long, that's for sure. Speaking of not lasting long, visibility is going to drop quickly early tomorrow morning, and then I think it'll bounce right back up as we head through the early morning hours. So some patchy fog, a possibility tomorrow morning. Temperatures tonight, around 60 to 70 degrees. This is about normal. This is about where we're supposed to be this time of year. And high temperatures tomorrow, struggling. Again, we should be really close to 90. Not tomorrow, but enjoy this while it's here. And of course, the dew point's going to be a little high, so the heat index middle and upper 80s. But then things get really, really hot. We got a normal day on Saturday and Sunday, but we just keep going up and up and up. And I think we'll be in the middle 90s just about every day next week.
Thank you, Rusty. New tonight, the Lincoln Hygiene Network receiving some generous donations. Union Bank and Trust donating them enough money to where they were able to purchase the supplies needed to create a large supply of period kits. They're also thanking the Mayor's Commission on Women and Gender for rolling up their sleeves to help them assemble these kits last night. And in Columbus, the community is invited to celebrate their new playground called Sertoma Land. The dedication ceremony will be at 4 p.m. next Thursday. It's an all-inclusive playground designed for children and families of all abilities. In fact, it features a conveyor-style lift allowing children with different needs to reach the top of the slides independently. Well, don't go anywhere. We have more for you after the break, and a whole lot more coming up at 6, including parasite problems. How worried are state health officials of cyclospora affecting Lincolnites? Stay with us.
than you spend.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
New at 5, Lincoln Public Schools taking some of their students to summer camp. More than 40 students ventured to different sites in Lincoln and Omaha to learn historical and cultural lessons about Native Americans. This trip was funded by the American Indian Demonstration Grant. They got to catch potato beetles, study large mammoth bones. They even went fishing out at Holmes Lake. I bet that was a lot of fun. All right, and the weather, yeah, it's feeling like summer out there. And after last night's storms, especially here in our area, nice to have a little bit of a break, Rusty.
Yeah, we had some strong storms roll through parts of eastern Nebraska, some damage in eastern and southeastern Lincoln, where some trees were toppled over. Now a quieter afternoon, and it really looks like things are going to be quiet for some time. Now we do have a severe thunderstorm watch for western Nebraska that will not make it into eastern Nebraska overnight tonight, but a few storms possible because of that wave of energy for Friday, and I'll show you that here right now. Here's what it looks like as we head through tonight. That line of storms makes its way into central Nebraska about by midnight, then kind of sticks around a little bit, and then on and off showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm possible as we head through the afternoon on Friday. Very isolated. Not everybody's going to see rain tomorrow, but the chance is there on and off, and then those diminish fairly quickly. We'll start the day tomorrow in the 60s for most of us, and highs tomorrow cooler than average. A lot of lower 80s, but it will be a little on the muggy side. But get used to it. The 90s come back and stick around. No rain in that forecast either.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Thank you for joining us. World News with David Muir is coming up next. We'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
Come see us at our new South Point location. Locally owned, comfort-made mattress factory, handcrafted, built right here, and backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join. Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Figuring out how to juggle work and take care of Mom was a puzzle. But once I found Synergy Home Care, everything fell into place. It was everything she needed and just what I needed too.
Seamless steel siding is weatherproof, maintenance-free siding that looks great and protects your home for a lifetime. Go with the name more homeowners trust. ABC Seamless. Learn more at abcofnebraska.com.
Dear Soccer, with Toyota's all-star lineup, everyone's game. From goalies to forwards and all their fans. Jump in, kick back, and let's go. Toyota. Get a great deal on the 2026 Tacoma with APR financing as low as 3.99% or lease Tacoma for just $299 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
I'm Pete Ricketts, and I approve this message.
One vote can make a big difference.
Like Pete Ricketts' vote to cut taxes for working people.
Dan Osborne would have voted to raise those taxes.
You know, if I would have beaten Deb Fischer in 2024, the big, beautiful bill would have never have passed.
That would mean taxes on my tips.
On my overtime.
On my Social Security. More money out of our pockets.
Higher taxes for working Nebraskans? That's the real Dan Osborne.
Nebraskans can't afford fake Dan Osborne.
Bringing you the most comprehensive local coverage dedicated to serving our community and bringing Lincoln nothing but the best. When you need local trustworthy news, the answer is simple. KLKN, bringing you Nebraska now.
Locally owned since 1963, Leach Camper Sales of Lincoln offers a huge variety of RVs. Unlike competitors' same old models, your choice is always uniquely yours. All types, all styles, all price ranges. Get out and live life. Leach Camper Sales of Lincoln. Camp better.
Every home has its moments, the quiet ones, the busy ones, and the ones that remind you how important it is to have people you can count on. At Deals Plumbing, honesty comes first. We're not here to sell you something. We're here to fix the problem, explain what's going on, and give you upfront pricing with free estimates and no hidden fees. As a locally owned company, we know our customers. And with same-day or next-day service, we're here when you need us.
Deals Plumbing, here for your home, here for our community.
My hobbies have changed over the years, but I still love my gadgets. My caregiver from Synergy Home Care does too. I teach her all I know, and she keeps me sharp too.
Come to Zoo Fest this weekend, downtown Lincoln.
Tonight, the breaking news, the U.S. strikes Iran, then Iranian drones and missiles intercepted. The situation intensifying. Also breaking a horrific story tonight, a flight instructor jumping from the plane, leaving his student to land the plane on her own. First tonight, the U.S. Iran. The U.S. says dozens of Iranian drones and missiles have been intercepted in Kuwait and Bahrain, home to several American bases. Martha Raddatz standing by with late reporting. Tonight, that horrific story emerging, the shocking moments on a plane. An instructor jumping from the plane, leaving his young student to land the plane on her own. What she did to save her own life. New images from the NYPD tonight of terrifying moments on the Brooklyn Bridge, saving a woman climbing the support cables. In Maine tonight, the all-out scramble to replace Graham Plattner in the race for Senate. What happens now? Some Democrats in that state furious, saying, did we give up our chance to beat Susan Collins? Tonight, the new and critical hearing in the case against the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk. What a former romantic partner, says Tyler Robinson, said the day after Charlie Kirk was killed. At this hour, we are tracking powerful storms right now in the east. Sam Champion is here with the forecast. Tonight, the mom who said the flu shot killed both of her 18-month-old twins. She railed against vaccines. Tonight, she's now facing murder charges. The nail-biting moment, the father and his two daughters who came face-to-face with a charging bear. What that father did. Tonight, the fiery F-16 emergency, making an emergency landing, then bursting into flames. The images tonight, a deadly fire engulfing a shoe factory, and what we know. On the U.S. coast, 2 sea lions charging towards swimmers on shore. There's a major recall tonight involving popular eye drops, concern over a foreign substance. And we remember Bonnie Tyler and Total Eclipse of the Heart. And that moment with Bonnie Tyler while we were on the air covering the